Hi, it's Hans at HappierMan.com. Today's topic is don't get mad at your verbally abusive wife. Just leave. The problem with getting mad at her is that being angry at anyone is not not a productive way to go about living your life. You'll find that if you're angry all the time, you never really get that much done. You're just screaming. People don't like you. And if your wife is giving you a hard time, if she's verbally abusive, if she's extreme sarcasm, calls you names, does things to make whatever she says to make you feel bad. She may tell you your parents suck and your brothers and siblings are all terrible people and you shouldn't see your friends because they're a bad influence, and then she kind of goes down the list of all your faults, all the things that are wrong with you and how you don't make enough money and everything, right? You're not even that good in bed, right? What I'm trying to get at is not only have you made a bad choice in who you are married to, but she's made a bad choice. And, at one time, hopefully you two had a great relationship and you had a little bit of that man-woman fun and the sweetness of the early marriage. But for whatever reason, that wore off. And now is the time for you to be a man and leave. But not get mad. What I mean by not getting mad is don't try to match her verbal abuse for verbal abuse. Don't escalate into something worse. And you know what I mean by worse, don't you? You don't want to do that. You're a nice, decent, kind man. You don't want to do something worse, right? What you need to do is to leave her and give yourself a chance at a happier man life. And you're giving her a chance too. Like if you do something you shouldn't, that is going to seriously impact her life and yours. So that's what I mean about not getting mad. The power you have as a man trying to live a happier life is the leaving. Whatever bad situation you're in, you need to leave. Leaving is always has to be on the table for you. No matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, no matter who you're with, you should be looking for the exit just in case. You'll find a verbally abusive lady. Some of them can really they can use words to drive you into the brink of madness. I know I've been at that point a few times back in the day, and I can't even recognize myself and how, let's say, horrible a man I was at that time for those brief moments. That's not me, and that isn't you. If your lady in your life, if your wife is driving you to the brink of madness, driving you to do something you shouldn't do, something you shouldn't say, some action or behavior you shouldn't do, well, the love is gone. The reason to be together is gone. That is your Sunday lesson. Today is Sunday, the day before Labor Day. Sundays are a good day to reflect on your life, to reflect on the bad things and the good things. And leaving my wife was a very, very good thing. It saved my life. It saved the lives of my children. They didn't have to continue to see their father get verbally abused by their mother, right? And the mother, eventually kind of turned on the on the kids and made their lives miserable, and they eventually left her and came to be with me, and I was the mom and the dad to finish raising them. And I'm happy that I was strong enough and with it enough and resilient enough and had my life together enough that I could be the mom and the dad for them. But yeah, the leaving is the most important option you have as a man, as a person on the planet, right? We can't just assume that everything is going to be hunky-dory where we are and who we're with and what we're doing. At any moment, things can change. Your nice, sweet wife, for the last 10 years, something can happen and she can start throwing the verbal abuse at you, and your life is turned from great to horrible overnight. And that is your cue to move. Something happened with her, something, whatever reason. The reasons she's verbally abusive, they don't matter. They don't matter at all. The effect is the verbal abuse is there. And if she gives you verbal abuse and you say, hey, don't do that anymore, and she doesn't, well, that's a one-off, and then you can kind of go on happily, figuring you proactively made a good change in your life. But most of the time, once this verbal abuse starts, it's gonna come out of the blue. You're not gonna know what to think, right? And then, since you didn't do anything, you didn't say anything, she'll use that again. She got a rise out of you. She got you to do what she wanted you to do, and it escalates and it goes on, and it just continues to drive your life downward. You have to leave. There are other ladies that are nice. Those are the ones you want to look for and try to spend time with. You'll find that people, after their second or third or fourth marriage, things start working out for both parties. They both learn how to have a good time, and they realize that, yeah, I might have to make some changes. But leaving, don't get mad, don't escalate, don't go the violence route. That is a recipe for a disastrous life for everyone involved. You, her, your kids, the families, the people who know you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Leave. And the leaving, when you leave a verbally abusive wife, your life is going to really suck. Let's say materially, financially, for quite some time. It's going to suck. The only thing that isn't going to suck is you're not going to be verbally abused, and that's the most important thing, is to get away from the abuse so you can start to heal your mind, start to heal your soul, start getting yourself together so you can make some plans for the future. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. Leaving her, leaving a wife, divorcing is gonna be massively disruptive in your lives, in your life, in your kids' lives, her life, and whatever relationships you have together. They might all be severed. It's possible that your verbally abusive wife will poison your children against you. That's possible. That's possible. You have to weigh that in your mind. In my case, I didn't think she would do that, and the kids and I, we were. I guess the verbal abuse was just so bad for me that I didn't see a way out, and I couldn't stand to see the kids witnessing her verbal abuse against me, and I didn't want them to think that is a good thing, and that I would leave, and if it's possible that I never would have seen him again, right? She could have taken them somewhere else. She could have poisoned them against me. but that was a chance I was willing to take. I think you can use the courts to your advantage so you can stay in their lives. And certainly, if you're a decent man, you should be able to stay in their lives. But leaving is always the option. Our forefathers left their home countries, came to America. If I'm in America now, I'm sure wherever you are in the world, people, your forefathers, foremothers made it, came from somewhere, and they left a bad situation, or they wanted something better. And leaving your verbally abusive wife will make your life immeasurably better in the peace of mind and the chance of a great life. I've had just an outstanding life since I've left her. Things just keep getting better and better, and the future is just so wonderful, and all because I left, right? I didn't stand and fight. I didn't get angry. I mean, I was angry enough to leave her, but I didn't, let's say, get angry at her directly. You're not going to have any success matching a verbal abuser anger for anger. They get energized with your the harder you fight against the verbal abuse, the more they'll escalate. Do you want that for your life? I didn't. I wanted a peaceful, harmonious, loving relationship with a woman I didn't have to argue with. I don't have to listen to screaming and yelling. I didn't have to hear her use my last name in like a curse. I didn't have to hear her tell how everything I do is wrong. So yeah, I had a bad life, but now I have a great life, and it's all because of leaving. And I'm thankful and I'm grateful that I somehow pulled myself together enough to be able to leave her. And if you want more guidance, I have other videos on my YouTube channel, A Happier Man, talking about verbal abuse and its effect and a lot of the problems, in amongst other happier topics. If you go to my ahappierman.com website, there's a tab with verbal abuse of men. It's got some written articles about verbal abuse and how you might start to think about this. I have my book, Leave Your Wife and Become a Happier Man with the 3-step system, available on ahappierman.com. The stuff is down in the links are down below. So, give this idea some real thought. Subscribe to the channel if you're a verbal abuse man. I'll talk about things like this, and I'll talk about I'd like to talk about happier topics also, and how to make your life better. And the thumbs up, all that jazz, do that too, please. Give that idea some thought. All for now.